Dr. Losner, thank you so much for joining us to share your memories of Dr. Richard Brenner, one of the Summit Medical Group Foundation's Vision and Legacy Honorees.
Dr. Brenner was a true legend. Dick was my friend and my partner for over 2 decades. What set him apart is that he was a Renaissance surgeon. There was almost nothing in surgery that he couldn't do. He went to undergraduate at Princeton, where he graduated magna cum laude. From there, he did his medical training at Columbia Physicians and Surgeons and his surgical residency at Roosevelt in the city. He then became a captain in the Air Force for 2 years at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona, and following that went back to more medical training and did his cardiovascular, thoracic, and pediatric surgical training at Children's Memorial in Chicago. He was then recruited to the Summit Medical Group, came in 1967.
What is your best memory of Dr. Brenner?
It was his philosophy that taking care of patients is a privilege, and what's so gratifying is seeing them get well. But his responsibility was giving something back to the place where you worked and to the community where you lived. The other thing I remember about him is that he was the best grandfather in the whole world, and nothing he enjoyed better than playing ball or playing golf or doing other things with the grandchildren. He had a wonderful wife, Judy, 2 great kids, Jill and Andy, and then the grandchildren. So that made his life very fulfilling, besides all the wonderful things that he did as a surgeon.
Unfortunately, some of us never had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Brenner. What would you like to tell us about him?
He was so special to everybody. He was one of those who really accomplished leaving footprints. He was very focused on preparing the next generation to take over the things that we were trained to do. And he was very hands-on in doing that. This is the plaque that hangs on the 9th floor at Overlook Hospital. The Richard W. Brenner Surgical Enhanced Care Unit was named after him. And this is what it says, and I couldn't say this any better because this is what we all remembered about him. In recognition of more than 3 decades of leadership and dedication to Overlook Hospital, his directorship of surgical education, his expertise in the fields of pediatric, general, vascular, and thoracic surgery, and his devotion to the care of his patients, this unit is gratefully dedicated. He will be forever remembered and loved by all whose lives he's touched. That is our Dick Brenner.
Thank you, Dr. Losner, for sharing your memories of Dr. Brenner.
One day in the 70s, the oncologist came down and said that women with recurrent breast surgery would respond if they had bilateral adrenalectomies. And if you take them out through the back, it's less painful. So he said, "Can you do this?" Richard Brenner said, "Certainly." He had never done one, but he got the a new atlas, which I had never even known existed, taught himself how to do that, and we must have done together about 15, 20 of those cases.
He had tremendous surgical training in pediatric surgery, thoracic surgery, vascular surgery, and general surgery. We kind of bonded together and became very good friends. A couple of years later, I became his physician and unfortunately found an enlarged spleen, and we ended up having a bad diagnosis. But that didn't slow Dr. Brenner down. He went through his treatments and he came back and did his surgeries and just kept on going. Just an amazing man.
I think Dr. Brenner was the most outstanding, capable physician I've ever known, frankly. Columbia decided to send all their 50-year residents to Overlook to work with Dr. Brenner because he would do thoracic surgery, vascular surgery, laparoscopic surgery, pediatric surgery. Several of them went on to become chief of surgery at Columbia over the years, or Memenaz, who's on TV. That's how capable Dick was.
I thought Dick Brenner was just the greatest person in the world.